Hey, Kel. How
Hey,
are you?
girl.
Welcome to the Rambling Gypsy Podcast. My name is Tiffany Foy. This is my girlfriend, Kel, and we are on our porch
Welcome back.
talking about all the fun things.
Stuff and things.
What'd you do this weekend?
Well, I actually had a great weekend. Spring has sprung around here, so there's a lot of things in bloom and outside shows. I got to went to a wedding on Friday.
Oh, that's right.
First time I've ever been to this venue. It was neat. It was the quickest wedding I have ever seen in my life. They walked in. The bride walked in. Everybody, will you rise and look at the bride? And then they said, do you? Yes, I do. Here's the rings. And thank you. You can follow them to the ceremony. It was pretty impressive. I mean, I've been to Catholic weddings, and this was like,
That's a
wham,
whole
bam, 3
different
minutes.
ball game.
I thought, aren't we supposed to sit down? Like they tell you to stand up and look at the bride, and then you sit down? No one ever told us to sit down. It was over. We just followed her right out to the bar.
Did you even have chairs?
There was chairs. That was like a bench, but it was a good time. Then what'd you do Friday?
You're talking about a quick wedding. I got to tell you about. Did I ever tell you about my quick wedding?
No.
Okay, this is hilarious.
Quick marriage or quick wedding?
Well, I'm still married.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I know.
For the record.
Yeah. This is the last one. So, yeah.
How quick was your wedding?
Yeah, it was. So what happened was, for the wedding that you were just at was in a pasture, kind of like.
Yeah, there was longhorns.
Right.
Horses.
Yeah.
People threatening to ride them. I just said, let me get a heads up. I can get on video because I'm going to need this.
Well, we had, so when I met my husband for the first 3 years, before we were married, obviously, he would ask me every single day to marry him. And I was like, okay, yeah, finally, can we just focus? Can we move on? I got shit to do
right,
today.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, right.
When
Let's
Mom
get
says
over your
maybe.
3-year itch, because he has a 3-year itch. And so I absolutely refused. I was like, there's no way in hell. First of all, I was not looking for any of this. Second of all, no.
And then?
No.
And then?
And then I waited till after the 3-year itch. And so I used to have a meeting with Morgan, and she would do all of our PR stuff for all of our businesses. We have a ton of businesses. And so every Wednesday we would meet at the resort, and it was her and I day. And that just sounded so whatever. Anyways, forget it. My education is just flying out.
Pace yourself.
But so we would meet every Wednesday, and we would talk about all the businesses and all the things that we had and what we needed to do to promo and blah, blah, blah. So on this particular Wednesday, she says, we're not going to talk about the businesses and stuff. And I said, what do you mean we're not going to talk about the businesses? I mean, that's what we do. That's what
who's running this meeting?
Right. I thought this is my gig.
I called the meeting.
Yeah. Right.
I set the agenda.
Right. It was on the calendar.
Exactly.
And so she said, no, we're going to talk about the wedding. And I was like, no, we're not. There's nothing to talk about.
What wedding?
Yeah, exactly. And she said, no, I need to know, like, your bridesmaids, your groomsmen, and I'm like, what?
She wanted a PDF file or something.
Names and addresses. And I was like, you've got me all fucked up. First of all, there is absolutely I am not doing all that shit. This is not my first rodeo. It may not be my last.
Amen.
At this point. I mean, holy shit. No, I'm not doing all that. And I literally freak. I panic. And I said, okay, so you need some people. Here you go. You have Delilah, which is my dog. You have Hendrix, which is my other dog. We have Smushy, which is the other dog. And you want somebody to carry the ring? I said, Pickles. You know who Pickles is. I said,
now keep in mind some of these nicknames, they could be people because you'd be nicknaming people like that. But in this case,
these are 4-legged friends that live in my home. And I was like, that's it. There's not. And I mean, she's dead on serious.
People get like that about weddings. They want to tell you what you should do and what you need to do.
You
and
don't do that on the third one.
You're supposed to be asking.
I mean, some people might do it on the third one. I was not doing all that on the third. I was absolutely not.
Fair enough.
So I freak the hell out.
How did that make you feel? Freaked out?
You need to wear my glasses. Make this official.
Yes.
There you go.
When you were preparing for your third wedding.
No.
You were not going to list
I was not preparing.
suspects, bridesmaids,
No.
animals only.
Yeah.
You felt
No.
a certain way about
Here's
that.
how I thought we would do this whole deal. We would turn it into a musician jam party, and we'd call all the musicians, and everybody would show up at the resort, and maybe they'd write a song or two. I don't know. There's just gonna be stupid shit happening, and Randallson, my cousin's gonna be like, "Do you?" and yeah, we do, and just like the same one that you went to.
Yeah.
Was that their first marriage?
Yes.
And
They
it was
said,
that short?
Let's get the legal part out of the way, and then let the party continue.
That is impressive.
I was impressed.
Were they older?
No, well, yeah,
Oh.
my age-ish.
Oh, so not.
We're not gonna date ourselves, but it was their first wedding.
Okay. All right. Well, that's, I mean, that's impressive. Well, this one wasn't. This one's my third. And no, I wasn't doing it. So I go home. We'd already had a trip planned to go to Vegas. And I literally wake up in the middle of the night and I'm having a full-on freaking panic attack. I am sweating. I'm hysterical. I wake up that morning and I turned around and I looked at him and I said, "Hey, do you want to get married? Do you want to marry me?" And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Look, you've been asking me every single day for 3 years. I'm asking you right now." And he's like, "What are you even talking about?" I said,
It's now or never.
We have a trip to Vegas. I said, I had my meeting with Morgan yesterday and all she wanted to talk about was the wedding, and I need groomsmen and I need bridesmaids and I need all these people. And I was like, no, there's no fucking, I'm not doing all that. So my dream was a nightmare. I had woke up. I was, okay, picture this. I was wearing this red silk, I don't know, but I had like a, what's that thing called that you wear underneath your dress and it makes it poof out like Cinderella wears?
Oh yeah, not a tutu, but
no, you know,
it's a thing.
That thing. Doesn't it start with a P?
Petticoat.
There, yeah,
Got it.
you win.
Yes.
And yeah, so I was wearing that. I had like this bustier thing on. I had on heels.
I don't even know you right now.
What are you even talking about? Yes, I had a bouffant hairdo. It was this tall, 2 foot tall, whatever, with Aquanet hairspray, blue eyeshadow on. I don't even know what whorehouse I just came out of, but that's what it looked like.
Best whorehouse in Texas? Best little whorehouse in Texas.
On the Guad, because that's where we were having this wedding. I was at my resort on the Guad, and I have this panic attack. It's raining, it's storming, and so I wake up that morning and I'm just freaking out. I mean, I'm freaking out. And he was like, okay. And I
guess
said,
I'll
fine.
do it.
Call your people in Vegas because that's what you do. By the time we land, I said, I want to be in and out. I'm not doing this whole, we're not doing none of that. I want to get it done. I want to get it over with because if not, I know when we get back home, they're going to plan this whole freaking shindig and I'm not doing that. There's no way in hell. I was losing my mind.
I brought a dress. I got a ring. I know where to be. No?
No.
Were you excited or you were like, give me my medicine now?
I didn't give a shit. So we get on the plane and you know how freaking cheap he is about stupid shit like that. We get on the plane. Now you got to pay for the interwebs. And he was like, $8. And I was like, $8? I said, give me the freaking deal. I'm going to pay the $8 and you're going to get online and you're going to find one of the, I said, I want it to be like Whataburger. We're going to land. We're going to get in the limo. You already have the limo person picking us up. I said, I want to do a drive-by. I'm not even getting out of the car. I want you to roll down the window. I'm going to say yes. Do you want cheese? Do you want pickles? Do you want onions with that?
And then sign here, press
Sign
real
here,
hard.
You're married, boom, done. So this limo driver was really, really, really cool. And he said, you know, they don't really do those anymore in Vegas.
Imagine that.
And I was like, well, today they are going to.
Historically speaking, there's not a great track record, I would suppose.
Right. Today they're going to. So he says, let me make a phone call. So he makes a phone call and we pull up to this little house. Well, first we have to go to the liquor store and the weed store.
Clearly.
Priorities.
Set yourself up for success.
You know, priorities. And so then we get to this little house and this lady comes out and she puts on her little wig and it looks like Cleopatra, except it's white. It's the shiniest white wig you've ever seen in your entire life. And she comes out on her cell phone. And she says, hello. And she says, hold on, wait a minute. I told you to wait. I've got some people right here. Hold on. Hello, what is your name? And I said, my name, this is Tiffany, Jeremy. And she goes, I said, hold on. And she's got the phone. She's still
That's
talking.
her kid.
She's still
That's her kid on the
I
phone.
know. Rowan, stop. I don't.
You're not that hungry. Just wait a minute.
You just ate 10 minutes ago. And she puts her phone down and she goes, hey, have y'all told your parents that y'all are doing this? And I said, what? And I look at Jeremy. We're both poking our heads. We have two heads poking out of a window in a limo.
We grown.
And I said, we didn't even tell our children. No one knows we're doing this. And she's like, okay. And then I said, hold on. And she's still talking to this person on the phone. And she goes, okay, we're like, are y'all going to like each other? I mean, I said, well, you know.
Do I have to promise?
Right now we do. I mean, I don't know.
We just got here.
I mean, it's early. We just landed 10 minutes ago. You know, we went to the liquor store, got a little weed and gummies or whatever.
So we good.
Whatever. So we're good. Everybody's happy right now. If we get this shit over with, then I'd be a lot more happier because I had an anxiety attack and a horrible dream and a nightmare.
And a plane trip.
And all those things. And so, yeah, she carried on and she was like, well, I mean, if you're going to like each other, then okay, that's cool. Fine. I now pronounce y'all husband and wife and boop, you can go. And then she carried on with her conversation. She's like, all right, what I said was I'm going to tell you and I was like.
She was right in the middle of that conversation.
She never even hung up her phone.
Get y'all married real quick.
Literally took about 5 minutes. So if you want to know how that made me feel,
how
I was
did that make
so
you feel?
Happy because I was like, boom, I don't have to worry about the heels, the big dress, the rain,
the hair.
Piggy running off with the wedding ring attached to her harness. I mean, because or her,
That's exactly what would happen.
You never know what a pig is going to do with your wedding ring.
So you scratched the river wedding and did the 5-minute drive-through wedding.
Nope. We did the drive-through wedding. But then when we got back, we had just like a celebration of the wedding, and Randy still came and did the deal or whatever.
The splits.
He did do them, and we had everybody at the resort. And we, you want to know what I wore?
Yes.
A potato sack.
Stop it.
A potato sack. No shoes. I had on foot sandals. They were so cute.
Barefooted. Foot sandals. And a potato sack. Thank you all for coming, dearly beloved.
Yeah. Thank you. All you couch potatoes, you're welcome. That's what I wore. What'd you wear? Oh, never mind.
Which wedding?
Look, we're starting with the last one. We'll go to the other ones later. We're starting with the last one. I was at that one. You know what you should tell everybody? I don't know if y'all have done this, but
trash the dress.
Yes,
that was a good time.
That was so epically cool. If y'all have not done this and y'all are looking for something fun to do for a wedding
or like bachelor,
yes,
we did bachelorette party combined.
Yep.
And we did trash the dress. So I had heard about this before, but I actually trashed my wedding dress from a previous wedding, and I had 3 other girls trash actual wedding dresses. We slung paint on them, and we shot wine and water guns, and then we actually floated the river here in New Braunfels on the Guadalupe, in the inner tubes, in the dresses. It was quite a time.
Yeah.
We had a little modification ceremony beforehand in case you needed to shorten anything or cut any sleeves off. Then we posted those pictures, and my husband's mom was like, "Did y'all get married already?" And I was like, "This is the most redneck ass shit, Mom. Do you think we just got married and didn't tell you?" I guess people do that.
I was one of them.
Get married and not tell their parents.
Shit, I did
or
it a
their
couple
children.
times. Well, oh my God, did I ever? I did that. I think I did that with all 3.
Well, I mean, I guess you didn't want to jinx it, but clearly that didn't work out either, so try your luck.
You know, everybody says you make bad decisions and you make bad choices, and I guess I just thought that if I made these and I didn't tell anyone, that it wouldn't be so bad anymore.
They couldn't say, I told you so.
Because you know how bad I hate that.
Everybody hates that.
Yeah.
Especially us.
You're right.
My first wedding was on the beach. I had moved out to San Diego, and, I didn't really have any family out there, and I had gotten myself a little trouble with the law. I was feeling kind of down on myself, and
What'd you do?
Probably.
Let's talk about what happened with the law.
Let's talk about what we did.
Why did
Oh,
you
me that one time? In California, they have very strict laws, just like they do here. But 2 beers later, I thought I was going to go home and wake up early and go to work in the morning, but I got pulled over for following too closely. And then,
so you were tailgating?
Not even. It was like an uphill ramp to exit, and it was a dump truck, and I'm impatient. And I tailgate. If that's what you want to call it.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, I think I was just feeling, I had graduated. I was out in California living the dream, making the most money I'd ever made in my life. I was living the high life.
Mm-hmm.
Got a real quick reality slap.
How old were you?
24.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah. I spent the night in Las Colinas Women's Detention Center.
Slammer.
But I was just visiting.
Let's talk about the shoes and the outfit they gave you to wear. Was it cold in there?
Okay, they did not give you shoes. I will tell
What?
you, I got there early because, like I said, I thought I was going to work in the morning. And it was about 9:15, and I got thrown in the tank. And I was with 2 girls that were just waiting out their time. They had not been drinking. They had been doing other recreational activities. And were clearly just trying to sober up.
Oh, sleeping it off.
So I had no one to tell but, them for the first hour and a half. And I couldn't figure out why this girl was wearing scrubs. And they had left me in my regular clothes. And nobody had shoes on. They didn't give me no flip-flops or nothing.
Did you figure out why they had different clothes on?
Yeah. Okay,
Why?
I'm going to get to that. If
Oh.
you want to tell you how it made me feel?
Yeah.
So I guess this lady has served her time, and the little guard comes up, and he hangs a bag on the rail, and I said, "Are you Maria?" And she said, "Yeah, why?" I said, "I think it's your time to get out. They're bringing you your clothes to put back on." And she said, "That's funny." Because I was butt naked in a hotel room whooping some dude's ass when they arrested me.
Oh, righty,
And
Maria.
they were giving her the hotel room curtain to put back on.
You're shitting me.
No, that's a real story. So that's why she had the scrubs, because she didn't have any clothes when they got
so
her.
she came in like a toga?
I guess. She was big mad.
Well, I would be too if I was in the middle of whooping some
probably gonna
dude's
have to-
ass and you're going to yank me off of him.
She gonna have to pay for that curtain or
I
return
wonder if they
it.
charge their card.
They probably pay cash.
Oh, yeah.
One of them
right. One of
hourly.
them- oh, yeah.
Something like that.
Had the
So then,
beds
as the
that did
night
all the
went
tricks.
on, the party grew.
Strobe light in the mirror on the window. I've never seen those rooms. I'm just saying.
Oh, it
I
was
saw
just
it on
a
a TV
holding.
show.
Yeah, was locked up. What is it called?
Abroad.
Locked up and afraid. Locked up abroad. All those are scary.
Mm-hmm.
So, I had to go through a whole thing. I met a lot of interesting women that night. They had a lot of interesting stories that just progressed as the night went on. More mascara. And finally, I did get my shoes back. And I was pretty excited because I was wearing flip-flops because that's what I do.
I know.
Then I had another girl say, "Well, why did she get her shoes back?" And she was pissed.
Mad.
And it was cold. And we were hungry. And we were mad. And they said, "Well, she can't put her heel through somebody's temple. So that's why she gets her flip-flops back. So if you get arrested in high heels, they will not give you your shoes back."
Well, especially if you stuck it in somebody's temple.
Well, that was just the threat.
It's in the evidence room.
You better believe it. You're never getting that shoe back. It's a crime scene now.
I know. It's in a bag. It's in
So,
with your name
that
on
was
it.
a long night. I went home and felt probably lower than I have ever felt in my entire life. And then who do I tell? Do I call my mom back home in Texas and be like, "Guess what? I'm doing so good." And I got to visit a special place last night and met new
Right.
friends.
And it wasn't like
No,
a
I
hotel
didn't.
bar.
No, I didn't. I called my dad. I did not tell my mom for the duration of my stay in California that this event had even occurred.
But Doc knew.
Oh, yeah. Because he's like, "You need to call a lawyer right away."
Yeah.
So either way, I did a lot of education and a lot of counseling and a lot of soul searching and what am I doing with my life, and have I just thrown away everything I have worked so hard for?
So you were down.
Yeah,
Down deep.
I was, and I came back home to visit my first Christmas, and I met up with somebody that I used to know a long time ago, and just wanted.
When did you tell your mom?
Oh, when she came to get me in California when I was moving back home. This was months. This was like 6 or 8 months later.
So you held it in all that time.
And then she was even more mad that I was afraid to tell her. But for me, I don't want anyone to be mad at me.
Right.
Well, I mean, now that I'm grown, I don't care that much. But
you do.
I don't want people to be disappointed in me.
I'm the same way.
All I wanted to do was get this great job and make everybody proud and show everybody back home how good I was doing and loving that beach life, because that's what I do. So I would say I rushed into that marriage just to get out of the state of California, because they got lots of rules, and I think it had run its course.
Yeah,
is what I like to say.
Yeah.
So I did. I got married on the beach. I had like 2 friends there. My dad flew in because he was not missing that, because this was my first wedding. And it was small and it was quaint and it was beautiful, and then that lasted a few years. I guess I was married 7 years that first run.
Yeah.
But when you feel like sometimes when you make that decision, now you have to stick with it.
Right.
And I don't want to admit fault or guilt or like I made a bad choice.
Yeah.
So even though I knew that marriage, probably I could have backed out years beforehand. I'm one of these, like, I want to fight till the end.
Right.
I want to make sure I've done everything that I could do and that it's not my fault.
Right.
Or whatever. So, I would say 7.5 years later, I had 1 3-year-old child, and I threw him in the car with whatever I could fit, and I drove from...
And you knew it was time to check out.
It was definitely time. I had taken about as much as I could take, and sometimes these people... that you're in a relationship with, you give up a lot of your friends or your relationships with your family.
You give up a lot, period. I mean, not only but being a mom, you feel like you're a single mom.
Yes.
Because you're flying solo, even though legally you are married.
And you can't just cry all the time because you have to be somebody's mom.
Right. Yeah, because you don't want the littles to see that side
like
of you. Yeah, that's when I knew, when it was in my first marriage, when I knew that it was time to check out, was when I was by myself all the time. But when that person walks in the room and everyone's demeanor changes and the kid's demeanor changes, and you're like, you just like, this is no way to live. Like, I can't move the right way. I can't blink the right way. I can't nothing. You
want to point out every one of your flaws or it's very hard to, I would say, maintain your sense of self. And now you've been isolated.
You don't even have
friends.
It at that point. You lose it.
And who do you want to tell about these horrible stories?
That's no one.
No, I don't want. I've already lived it once. I don't want to call you and say, guess what? My life is so sad.
Right.
And my friends here would say, you never called. You never told us how bad it was. And I'm like, I'm not proud of that. I don't want people to know. But it's so important now, hindsight, looking back, everyone's like, I would have come out. I would have driven back with you. I would have, done whatever it needed to be done. And it's just like, now you get to the point in your life where you realize what you will tolerate.
Right.
And what you will not tolerate.
And that life is so short, and that I guess I always felt like if you, like you said, it's something that we signed up for. It's something that we said that we would do. And when you take your vows, I mean, I take them pretty seriously.
Right.
Honestly, I think I do. I mean, I definitely give it all I've got.
I'm going down swinging.
I'm telling you. And here I am, being married multiple times and thinking, what in the fuck am I doing wrong? But then you think, yeah, I am the common denominator.
Is it me? Is it my choices?
It is your choices, though. I was listening to a podcast the other day and caught a glimpse of it. And this girl said, her therapist said, it's because you want to save everyone. You're a healer. You're a savior. You want to save everyone. You want to fix all the problems. You want to do all the things. And so you just keep choosing the same type of people.
You learn the same lesson. They give you the same lessons until you finally learn it. I feel like your children are the only ones that you need to constantly keep trying for. Right. If someone shows you their true colors, they're going to do what they're going to do. You can't make someone love you. It's a
hard lesson to learn, because not only do you beat yourself up.
Of course. I think one critic.
Oh my gosh. I think on the daily. I mean, to this day. I mean, things are rocky as they are, especially for me in my personal life and my personal standpoint right now. And I'm thinking, okay, what in here I am again. What in the blue hell have I done to fuck this up? But
and you're learning lessons. Like if you learn from it, it wasn't a mistake.
Learn from it, exactly.
So
if
you
you
learn more
don't,
about
it was a
yourself.
choice, right? Yeah, it is a lot. But let's trash the dress, shall we?
Trash that fucking dress.
Let's trash it. Okay, finish the. You got to go back to the. Let's talk about. Now I want to go get a paint gun and just blow some shit.
We should do it again just for fun.
Why
because
not?
It was. I mean, we'll post pictures. It'll be a good time.
My daughter-in-law Riley. Her mom Bambi. So they live out in Newton, out in the middle of nowhere in this pawpaw patch. They've got hundreds of acres, and her husband is much older than him, Riley's dad. Great people, love him to pieces. And she was cleaning out his closet. And
That's what she called it.
And she took his stuff, put it in the back of the Ranger, hauled it out into the middle of the pasture, and just lit the clothes on fire.
Probably because he wouldn't hang up his clothes or put him in the damn dirty hamper.
She wasn't even mad about anything. She's like, I'm just tired of looking at all the shit.
There's just mountains of clothes, and I want them to disappear.
Yeah. And so I was talking about our closet clean out, and Riley was like, well, when you come down for Thanksgiving, you should just bring all that, and we'll just throw it out in the pasture. We'll just throw it out in the field and just light it all on fire.
That's what we do.
I'm telling you. And then I wish I would have brought that sign in here because I just took it into the kitchen. But Kel got me a sign from her thrift shopping this weekend, and it said, if you want to know,
your laundry is finished.
Your laundry is finished. The ashes are in the fireplace. It's so perfect.
I could not get it. It's so good.
Just so perfect because it just takes that, that moment where you do want to just light every fucking thing that they own on fire. And
I feel that way about my children, but I paid for all that shit. So.
Right. Yeah.
Clean up
it
your
takes
act.
it to a comedic standpoint. Or
get it together.
Who's
your mother?
Right. I promise I'm not going to light all your shit. No, I'm not going to promise. I'm never.
I see my cartoon self doing it in my mind is what I say.
No, I would actually light it all on fire.
Okay. Yeah.
I would.
Probably got a blowtorch with the backpack.
Oh, I've thrown some shit out in the front yard before.
The neighbors don't care. They just know now. HOA don't even call them.
No, they don't like me anyways. They're scared. They're scared to death of me.
Does she have another animal tied to the trailer while she's washing it? What is that, a horse? Mm-hmm. Don't worry, it's fine. It's a mini horse. It's not that serious.
Assholes.
They didn't specify in the rules.
No. But yeah, I've definitely thrown some shit out in the front yard. It feels so good. Have you ever just...
Invigorating.
It is.
Have I ever burned someone's clothes?
Yeah.
No, I can't say that I have. I probably just bagged them up and threw them on the porch. Did it make you feel better just because?
Oh, hell yes.
Just to get him out of your sight, or just the sheer thrill of the look on his face?
Oh, I think it was Nick they had like it was both. I didn't do it in front of him. But Nick and them had something, and but they were burning clothes. But it was for a reason. I don't know if it was a breakup. No, I sent her with a bag of shit. I was like, "Could you burn this for me?" And I can't make it, but this will just make me. And can you send me a video, please?
Yep.
This will just make me feel like I'm there. I'm sorry I can't make it, but yeah, could you just take?
I'm there in spirit.
I sure did. I'm talking shirt. I sent underwear. I sent socks. I sent pants.
You had to keep that fire going. Do your part.
I sent from hat. There was not anything I didn't miss. Shirt.
All of it.
Underwear, pants, socks, and I may have even sent a pair of shoes. This wasn't that long ago. Just letting you know.
They can hear you.
I know. Yeah, y'all wanted to know. I'm letting you know. And it made me feel very good.
Okay. So,
and I didn't even get to witness it happening.
You have to do what makes you feel good, right?
Yeah, it did. It made me feel so good. But I mean, I was mad. I'm still mad.
Well, what do you do to make yourself feel better when you're mad? I mean, other than burning people's clothes, you got like... I know you like to take a lap sometimes.
I do take a lap. But I will be the first one to tell you, and you've heard me say this before, I'm going to go put myself in a corner, and I'm going to think about my choices, and I'm going to change my attitude. Mm-hmm. And I will be the first one that will do it. I will shut everybody off and say, look, I need y'all to give me 30. Give me an hour. I'm going to go.
You do that.
I do. And I go sit by myself. I have a talk with myself. I have been known to holler at Alexa and tell her to put on some pink. She changes my life. She changes my attitude. I feel like we could just hang out. I mean, I do have her song tattooed on my arm. But
I love me some pink.
Oh my gosh. She can change my whole attitude.
When I was about to leave my ex-husband, let me tell you, I did not have a radio stereo in my car. All I had was a CD player. So I had a very small little collection of CDs that were left from all my lives. And my sister had sent me the pink CD, and it was like, it was a lot of breakup songs, but I was definitely feeling the shit out of that. So I'm driving around listening to it, and he borrows my car one day. And I'll be damned if I get back in my car and my pink CD is shattered.
I was just about
in the front seat.
Now see,
not threw it out the window.
Nope.
So I wondered where it was.
No.
Shattered and left for me to see.
Because they want you to know.
Yes.
Oh, mine did the same thing.
Why? Because you relate to some of those songs, or
and
you're that
cut
guy?
my clothes up that I had on when I was listening to the CD.
This is next level craziness. If your man does that to you, run.
Run. Don't walk. Run.
Do not control my music.
Don't do that.
No. Even books I could read. I remember he wouldn't let me read
Cheese and
50
rice.
Shades of Grey.
Oh, no,
It's
that's
a book.
old one.
But there's not even pictures.
No, but you need to watch the movie, girl.
Oh my gosh. I'm just saying that control thing, it starts small and then it gets big and then you just feel
And
like,
what sucks is when you don't realize that it's happening until you wake up one day and you're like, I didn't know I was in prison.
no, how did this happen?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I can't talk to any of those friends?
No.
Oh, you don't want me to tell my mom what's going on? Oh, okay. I'll just be here
Yeah.
putting up with your shit and trying to save face.
Yep.
So, you know.
I bolted just like you did with my first. I
can't.
mean, I did.
I just got to make a run for it.
I did.
That was a long drive, too. My
was
mom
hard.
actually flew and met me halfway in Phoenix. And I remember I loaded that little boy in the car, and I was driving. I knew I had a radiator leak, of course, in this old-ass Mercedes, and I have to drive through
Radiators.
mountains. And I'm from here. We have hill country. Mountains I don't do so much. I don't like to drive in the mountains. My
Right.
hands are sweating. I'm, like, white-knuckling. I'm, like, freaking out. There's Border Patrol all the way between here and San Diego. And he
Yeah.
told me, if you take that kid, I'm going to call the cops. And I already knew it was illegal to bring a child out of the state if it was contested. So I already knew I would just had to get across the line.
Yeah.
So I stop at this little thrift shop, and I think, oh, this is a good time. I'll let my car cool down. I'm going to put the radiator, fluid
Yeah.
in there, coolant, whatever.
Yes.
And I walk in, I remember, and I go to use the restroom, and a snake comes out of the wall in a little hole. And I snatched my little boy up, and I ran. I said, ma'am, there's a snake in your bathroom, and you're never going to believe this, but I am on the run, and I am just trying to get out of town.
Yeah.
Like, if there has ever been a sign to go,
Yeah.
that
was
is it. She locked the door to that damn shop and called her husband. She's like, I ain't going back in there.
No.
She's like, good luck to you. I did make it all the way to Phoenix without even a map quest. I had I don't even know. I pulled up and the little old man's
Rand McNally.
a man that I had never met before. Keep in mind, this is like my aunt's best friend from high school. A man's out there waiting in his overalls, just standing there. And I'm like, hi. I'm stressed. I had been driving. I have this child. I'm like cracked out on the caffeine. And I'm like, is this the McNeely residence? And he said, nobody by that name lives here.
Oh my God.
And I was just about to just melt, panic, cry. And he said, oh, I'm just kidding, honey. You must be Nancy's
You
daughter.
know what? There's
We've
a
been
time
waiting
for jokes,
for ya.
and there is a time for jokes, and this is not the time, Mr. McNally.
They told you what I'm running from, right? While I'm coming in such a rush
Yes.
with a child in pajamas.
And you're gonna stroke me out in the front yard with your overalls. I can just see him with a pitchfork in his hand
Yep.
and a
Yep, he
straw
was.
hat.
Overalls on.
Yeah.
He was ready. My mom flew into Phoenix. We made the rest of that drive, but I had never been so stressed and freaked out. And then, my kid threw up because he got motion sickness. And then all I could find was jammies to put on him. And you cannot explain to a 3-year-old why you're putting jammies on when it's still daylight.
When it's still daylight outside. Yeah, it's a whole traumatic experience.
Yeah. So that was that. Like I said, run.
Yeah.
If anything sounds crazy, just run. It doesn't get any better.
And don't be afraid to call your friends. That was one thing. I mean, like you mentioned, that's just a lesson that I feel like if we can share anything out of both of our experiences, and is that they are there for you. Like, I really wish I would have gone back and picked up the phone and said, "Man, this is the situation I'm in right now, and this is not a good one." And just don't be afraid to share those things, because
they tell you not to tell anyone because they know they're at fault.
Right.
And they don't want anyone
and
else.
You believe it.
Yes, you do.
You absolutely believe it.
They brainwash you enough to you believe like maybe it's me.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't tell my mom. She's going to be mad. And she's going to be mad at me. She's going to be mad at him.
Right.
That's why you didn't want anyone to, to know. So, yeah, I would say definitely reach out to your friends. Bounce it off of somebody. If it sounds crazy, does it sound crazy to you when I say this?
I mean, look how many times I do that with you now. Please read this and analyze this and tell me, is this me, or am I literally thinking...
Is this what I think it is?
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
I need somebody else to put their eyes on this, because it's really starting to
wear on you. And that's what friends are for, especially when you get to this point in your life. We've been through some shit like that.
Yes.
Might have some insight.
A lot.
A lot
of insight.
And I think it's great for everybody who gets married and works out the first time. That's wonderful news. But for everyone who doesn't, please know there's still hope. There is light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, it is absolutely okay, and you do not have to beat yourself up over it. I mean, that's one thing that I think about all the time. I mean,
you take it like a personal failure.
Yeah, I mean,
I did this.
It's
to
hard
myself.
not to. It's hard not to, because you think you are a failure, but no. That really changed my whole mindset when I heard that the other day. Is that it's not necessarily you. It is your choices, but it's And
it's not too late to change your choices.
No.
It might not be easy, and sometimes you're going to be broke and sad and living with your mama and whatever it takes, though. There are people that love you, and you will get through it.
And life is it is so short. I mean, like I told you, what was that, months and months ago, we were talking about something, and I told my daughter-in-laws too. I said, it's the dash. I'm on the second half of my dash. And the girls had never even heard that.
And I had never heard that either.
Yeah. And I had a guy that I did business with, older man. He's no longer with us anymore. But shit, at the time that he told me that story, he was in his late 70s. Very, very successful businessman. And that's where I learned the dash from. And I was thinking...
Tell us about the dash.
So it's a whole poem that you look it up in Google, and it'll give you the whole thing. But it literally is, you have the year that you're born, and you have the year that you pass away. And in between there is the dash. And that's what counts. And so you only have that time. That's it. It's the dash.
Your dash
and
count.
That is what counts. It's not the year that you were born, and it's not the year that you passed away, but it's everything in between, and everything in between is your dash. And so when you think about that, it takes life into a whole new perspective, where you think, you know what? It's okay. Yeah, I failed. Maybe I did. Maybe I fell down that ladder, and but I'm going to get back up.
Amen.
And if I fall down the ladder the same time again and again, then I need to sit down and really
change my attitude.
I need to change my attitude. I need to change my choices. I need to think about my choices, think about my decisions, think about my actions, and readjust them. But when you fall down the ladder 10, 15 different times for all different kind of reasons, those are called life lessons.
Builds character.
And it does build character, and that's what it's all about. It's how you fall down, and it's how you get back up. And so maybe you can be married a couple of times, and I'm here to tell you that shit fucking happens.
It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
That is so true. That is so true. So yeah, I'm learning every single day still that it is okay, and just to sit back, readjust, evaluate the situation.
Put on your sunglasses if you can't control your face.
Shit, that's a whole thing.
I try to change my face. I just can't.
You can't.
I got those subtitles,
But the glasses are such a good bonus.
Yeah.
They do hide a lot. Especially
the
ones they have now.
You have your sunglasses on. That's for your protection.
Exactly. You don't need to see exactly what's going through. You've heard devil eyes. Well, it's real. Yeah.
I can't even. That's like, when COVID came around, everybody had to wear the mask.
You cannot. No.
Cannot control my face. And a lot of people don't look like you think they would look, you know?
No.
I'm just saying, I just struck a chord with me. I don't realize how much I look at people's mouths.
Until you can't see
Not
it.
because I can't hear, but when I can't see your mouth, I feel like I can't hear you.
The same.
So I'm like...
Or eyes or whatever.
Squirrel?
I feel like I can't have a conversation when I can't see you and hear you and whatever.
People are strange.
It is. Yeah.
But I would think it's not what happens. It's how you handle it. And shit is going to keep happening. And
That's
you can
very
handle
true.
it differently.
Yeah.
Or reach out to your friends and say, how would you handle this if this was you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you'd be surprised on people's inside and just
another outlook on the situation. I mean,
not
shit, I reach
crazy.
out to you. I freaking for that shit on the daily, everyday ins and outs of
And that's what friends are
so
for.
much.
Because it's not because our lives are perfect. And I mean, yeah, on the perfect days.
No.
On the sunshiny days.
I mean, we do have a lot of good ones.
Yeah, we do.
There,
That's why you got to embrace.
yeah. And there are some
take
good
those
ones, but
good ones and
damn,
run
those
with it.
shit ones. I'm like, God,
I told you I
what
went to
happened?
I went to my girlfriend's house today because she got little kids and we can't take them anywhere because they're borderline feral. But I went over for coffee just to do a little catch up, and her
Nice.
little girl's like gonna be 3. She came out and she said, "I'm so happy about today. I just love today." And I looked at her and I was like, "Well, I'm pretty happy about today. It's 8:30 and I'm on my second cup of coffee, so
Right.
I would say I'm good." And she said, I love all these butterflies and the sunshine. And Mom, can we go to the beach? And you know, as
No
much as
wonder
I
you're her
wanted to be
favorite
like,
aunt.
yes,
Yeah.
we can go to the beach.
Yeah.
But it just started to make me think, you know, like, what are things that make me happy? You know, what do you do when you can't find the happiness? Because the dark clouds will come, but the sun will come again.
It will.
So I know you take a lap, you walk it off, you do play with your animals and
That's a whole thing.
feed hungry children.
Yes. Yeah.
What are some other things you do to make you happy?
I think phoning a friend, sitting on my porch with you is definitely a huge plus. That is definitely a huge plus. But my animals are probably, when I know that I'm in a rut, because they all have their own personalities and you've been there, you've seen them. You've got the ones that are silly, the ones that'll grab your hat, the ones that will, you know, stick their tongues out at you, or then I
Give you
have
a little lick when you're walking by.
Yes, you got Shandy, which is my gelding, you know, my gypsy gelding, which is the protector. And I mean, I could sit in the middle of a pasture and a train could go by and that horse would stand
Right
literally
next to
on
you.
top of me and there would be nothing that would happen to me. You know, there's just, they all have their own, I mean, they're just like people.
And
but
they say
but
that
they,
about animals have
golly.
senses, especially when you're upset. Like
they do.
your dog will sleep by the foot of your bed when you're
totally.
sick, you know.
Totally. They just know. Yeah. And that is definitely a game changer for me. I can literally, if you go up to my place, and which is why I love when everybody comes up there to enjoy my babies and I see their smiles and their laughter and all the silly things that are happening, and my animals just enjoying it just as much as the kids and the family do.
And you can forget about all the
Yeah,
other...
you just forget about everything. And I can sit back and just look at all the smiles that everybody is just, it's,
Smiles
that's-
make me happy.
I know. There you go with it's our Smile Makers Club.
Smile Makers Club.
Yeah, that is a whole full on feeling.
Might
but
be a
it is,
smirk,
you know,
not a smile. No, that's a good answer.
you
I would say you absolutely do. I mean, if we can't go to the beach.
that definitely is taking you to the salt and the beach is.
Yep. Put my toes in the water.
But you, I mean, even when we go to the resort or whatever, I mean, that's
Just to be near water.
just to be near water and outdoor is definitely a thing for you.
I have
Like
to.
I see it. I see it in your face. I see it when we pull up and you,
There I am. Welcome back.
digging around for your treasures and your.
I do love to hunt for treasures. That is one thing I do when I'm trying to, I guess, boost my spirits. Like, I mean, I'll go for a walk. I'm picking up rocks, or if we're at the beach, I'm hunting sea glass.
You
It's like
do.
my all-time favorite. Yesterday, my cousin was in town, and we
I
just
saw
laid
that.
out my entire lifetime collection. My husband walked out and was like,
Oh shit!
y'all just trying to piss yourselves off or what?
Are y'all looking for the needle in the
I'm-
in the hay
I
glass? In the
look,
hay glass?
I'm a little OCD. I like sorting and
Yeah.
organizing. It makes me feel like, you know, satisfied or whatever. But shells and rocks and treasures and stuff and things, and
So what do you do with all of them?
I put them in jars. Haven't really got any artistic, creative projects
an
going at
idea.
the moment, but I get shit popping up on my Facebook because they see me looking at that sea glass page.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna start maybe doing some kind of something fun to
We should do a
display
mural.
with it. I have a lot.
We should do a mural.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, definitely hunting treasures is one of my favorite. That's also why I thrift shop. Not because I need anything. I just might find something for you or for
you did.
Fiona or my friend's little girl that wants the butterflies, or, you know, it's not about need. It's just about I'm killing time. I'm finding
You
treasures.
did. You found a sign for our frog pond this week.
Oh, yeah.
Tell them what it says.
Hey, cabana boy, where's my towel?
Because everyone needs a cabana
Because
boy.
we're at the pool, we clearly need.
Yes.
And the cabana boy we have is like 4 feet tall, and he doesn't listen that much and just wants snacks.
he doesn't. But he does clean my pool, and he loves it.
He
And
tries.
I know.
He wants to pull out every pool
Yeah.
toy you got, and then as long as he knows you got to put them back up.
Uh-huh.
That one's a character. What did he
He's
come
good.
over to your house yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He had a banana that was a little bit squishy, but it was the last
did.
one.
Yeah, so you came over to pick up.
I didn't go just for the banana swap.
No, but I mean, you could have. Because, yeah.
He's like, Aunt Gypsy got monkeys. I know she got some good bananas. I'm
Yeah.
going to run in, give her this squishy banana, and get a good one.
And swap out the good one.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
I wanted to text her and give her a heads up, but it was like, it's fucking
It's
pointless.
too late.
He's
It's
at
fine.
the door with the banana and
With the
comes
squishy
out with
banana.
a new bushel. And I'm like, that was not the deal.
Yeah.
Thank you for making a squishy banana happy
It's
again.
fine. It's fine. My bananas are not. I mean, my bananas are not racist. My monkeys are not racist.
Thank you.
They don't judge They don't mind what texture their banana is.
Thank goodness.
I mean, so to
'cause
speak.
mine does. It better not have no brown spots or nothing.
Yeah,
and
no.
it better be the one with the sticker on it.
Well, I'm probably more judgmental on the bananas than they ever are. But
I just hate you can't even take them anywhere. You transport it to work and it's bruised up just being in your car.
I feel like the minute you bring them from the grocery store, they change colors.
Damn. So don't go through life like a bruised banana.
That is such a good analogy. Look at you.
Be strong.
Be strong.
Talk shit. Call your friends. Let them know.
Definitely call your friends.
Do not let someone back you into a corner and poke you with a stick.
Run. Don't walk.
Get your stick. And
Oh,
then run.
yes. Everyone should have a good stick.
Amen.
Or
Don't take no shit.
a firm banana.
And a firm banana. Take that with you when you go. We got spring break coming up. We got big things.
We have a big plan for spring break. I can't wait to tell you guys all about it. I've got plans for all the kids. You know, my kids are grown, but I've got plans for everybody's kids. I've got some friends that are coming down from Big H-Town, bringing their littles. Kel's got her littles. I got some other people with their littles, and I'm taking everybody on some super cool field trips. And I
Stay
decided
tuned
we are
for
going
the
to take
field
Hendrix on the other deal. I haven't told you about that part. But anyways, we have some fun stuff to talk about when we
They're making an itinerary for all this, right? Do I got to sign a permission slip or something?
a waiver.
Oh, okay.
It's
Is he gonna need a
it's a disclaimer that there may or may not be a couple cuss words that are going to come out.
non-disclosure agreement?
Yes.
Gag
An
order.
NDA.
No, not the same.
No.
I say that every time.
No, that's a different deal. We don't have any of those. I mean, we might if them children don't behave. We might
Well,
be feeding them to an
I can
ostrich or
guarantee
something.
you they're not going to be paid, but I'm going to pack snacks because that helps.
It's good. Well, we're going to
And
pack a
bubbles.
couple coolers and we're going to have a good time. We got
That alone
week of fun.
is going to be another adventure episode.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Well, I've had a good time.
Me too. It was
I
a
can
great day on
hear-
our porch. Hey, you guys, thanks for joining us. Rambling Gypsy Podcast. Like, share.
And they say we got some
Put a heart on
videos
it.
coming up.
The videos are
Check out the
happening.
pics.
Yeah, things are all starting to come together, and we're super excited about it. So
And we're just telling more secrets as the time goes on. So
we're learning. We're learning to forget that we have microphones on our porch. So we're figuring this gig out. So thanks for being patient with us and hanging with us. And
come on back.
We look forward to talking to you guys again.
That's it.